Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about a configuration or aspect pattern known as the Yod. Now, the Yod is a configuration or aspect pattern that consists of 3 planets and or points that make 2 inconjuncts and 1 sextile, making an isosceles triangle formation. The 2 inconjuncts represent points of tension. The sextile influence can be incorporated into the apex point, which is referred to as quote-unquote the finger of God. Now, this apex point is the action point. The 2 inconjuncts pointing to this point are what it is telling. It's really saying take action at this particular point, at the apex. This person may feel that he or she may be on some kind of mission, and the mission is represented by this apex point. Now, this Yod configuration, if the person can work through the tension and exasperation connected with the inconjuncts in this configuration, it may lead to some kind of major achievement or strong accomplishment. This doesn't necessarily mean that the person is going to be like some global phenomenon or some super famous person with a lot of notoriety, but it still can lead to just some strong accomplishment, at least in their particular field. So anyway, we're going to start. I'm going to look at this, and yes, it's my chart again. What else is new? And I'm going to show you my Yod pattern. Yes, I'm including the MC. The MC is the apex point right here. It's receiving an inconjunct from Mercury in Cancer in the second right here. And I'm counting the south node, and which may be considered by many a weak Yod configuration. Some people think that a node can't be used. I think you can still use it because people use nodes when they're delineating aspects in their chart. So I feel I can rationalize using it for that reason. If you can use it as in general aspects in your natal chart or horoscope, I think you can use it in an aspect pattern or configuration. But first thing we're going to look at the 2 inconjuncts that are made, and these are the points of tension. Now, Mercury is inconjuncting or making an inconjunct to my Aquarius MC. So, I mean, by sign alone, you have that conflict. You have the Cancer. Mercury is you have a lot of communication pertaining to the home, or might revolve around the home, and you have the Aquarius MC. It's about being kind of that maverick, that innovator, that original person's more maybe about being that universal friend. And you have when Mercury inconjuncts the MC, it can often indicate somebody that is very loquacious, or could be loquacious and talkative in as far as their in private matters, or maybe with their peers, their contemporaries, and their people that are close friends or what have you. But they may, when it comes to talking out in public, could be a little bit more introverted and a little bit shy, and might have difficulty speaking as far as in the public or in public. So that's one of the things that, as far as this inconjunct goes, that has to be worked on. And then the other inconjunct is from the south node in Virgo to my Aquarius MC. Now, the south node represents what qualities or attributes that can come naturally to us, and they're often more emphasized or accentuated in the early part of one's life. And this could be, in my case, maybe it shows being in the 5th house can show some perhaps analytical / intellectual enjoyment or amusement. And I mean, early in my life and even now, I mean, I've been fixated and enamored with like sports stats and things of that nature. And I think, you know that I do that NFL. Some of you know I have NFL YouTube channel where I do my NFL predictions during the football season, and I like to be that analyst. And I think these are some qualities that can come naturally to a person, but what the negative on a south node often is that it can inhibit the person from pursuing what their north node indicates. So, but as far as this goes, the conflict could be, well, you have all this thing going on with the analysis, with the enjoyment, and doing what kind of comes, I guess we could say, it's like our comfort zone, or what naturally can come to us as far as our attributes or talents may lie. But the conflict here is that you have Aquarius on the MC. You have when the inconjunct south node of the MC, it could show that this area in our life, what comes naturally, or what is those natural those attributes, those talents or qualities, may conflict with the perhaps the aim with as far as the career goes. So, and perhaps in this case maybe a distraction, maybe too much fun with this analysis, and not really focusing on as far as matters connected perhaps with, as like I said before, with that livelihood, with the career endeavors. Now, in my case, now, the fact this conflict obviously has to be worked out, and if saying, I think by now I'd like to think I've worked through it, and by doing so, what it comes down to is incorporating the positive aspect with with Mercury in Cancer making the sextile to the south node in Virgo, incorporating it into the MC. This is the apex or finger point of my Yod configuration, and this is that action point, or that quote-unquote finger of God. This is where what I'm supposed to be doing, and as far as this Yod, this mission purpose may go. So, and I think in my case, since I haven't invented anything. I mean, I submitted an idea one time to some of you older people may know the TRS-80 computer. I did show some ingenuity at one time when I submitted an idea for using the computer keyboard or whatever as a remote control device for something, and shortly after I submitted that, they made an article about that. But in my case, Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, is connected with astrology, esoteric subjects. So I believe this focal point or apex in Aquarius, this represents my need, feeling compelled to do like these astrology videos, and the fact that if I'm going to get any kind of 10th house can also rule notoriety or some kind of recognition, and this is something where maybe the thing with when I do the astrology videos, that's where this is coming in. This mission, this purpose is maybe being fulfilled now. I also, as many of you know, I have the North Node in Pisces in the 11th, and I think that is a contributing element as well. So the thing about this is I had to overcome maybe the shyness to speak publicly, which is indicated by the Mercury in conjunct the MC. Now, in a way, I'm speaking in public because my videos are public and they're going out to whoever wants to see them, but I'm not doing this when I'm doing this taping. Obviously, it's not in front of an audience, so perhaps I found that medium in this to be able to do what I'm doing. And in working through getting away from this maybe this south node thing to some degree, and maybe what I did was, in my case, I was able to incorporate the communication and this analytical ability. And when you have Mercury making the sextile to south node in Virgo, the way I see it, it can show some emotional, sensitive communicating being in Cancer, and blending in rather well with the ability to analyze, and taking that ability to communicate on an analytical nature represented by the South Node in Virgo, I believe I've been able to put it in to this apex point, this MC in Aquarius, and I think that comes out when I do my YouTube videos on the astrology, which is considered like an esoteric subject, and I believe that's where this is significant as far as how it pertains to me. With other people, if somebody else were to have the Aquarius MC as an apex point in the Yod configuration, it could indicate for other people that it might incline toward ingenuity, innovation, computers, electronics, some kind of science and technology. So, or it could be similar to mine, something with astrology, esoteric subjects. Or even in some cases, it could just indicate maybe a general way of being, such as being that universal friend, or being the humanitarian, showing Aquarius qualities or characteristics. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the Yod configuration and a natal chart, and stay tuned next time where I will be talking about the mystic rectangle configuration in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, we're the sum of all the components in our natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.